Hello, guys. This is Alex here, Alex Blazewski from the Growing Younger team. And today we're going to talk about how to get 10 years biologically younger. Okay, this is a presentation specifically put together for people who are going to have a biological age test. So, the purpose of this presentation really is to put things into perspective, to highlight how important it is to look after your health, particularly after you hit 45 and after that. So, we're going to outline how you can make significant changes to your health, how to improve your life, and how the Growing Younger program can help you along in this journey. So, who will benefit from the information that I'm going to reveal in this presentation? So, first of all, if you're feeling more tired as you get older and you want to feel more energized, basically, you want to feel like you felt 10, 20 years ago when you actually had energy to get things done. Okay, a lot of people after the age of 40, they sort of, especially when you still have a full-time job, you come from work and you have no time to spend, no energy to spend with your family. So you end up, you don't feel like you live to your full capacity. So we're going to show you some ways how you can increase your energy levels. If you want to be that young and fit person people talk about, if you want to be the person who looks and feels the youngest among your peers, um, if you're finding it harder to keep the weight off as the years go by. So I'm sure pretty much all of us can relate to that. After probably age of 30, 35, there's a few changes in our body that take place, and we seem to be doing the same things. We eat the same, we may even exercise the same, but somehow the kilos just keep piling on. So we're going to talk about why this is the case and what you can do to reverse this trend. If you're worried about the loss of muscle strength, so we're going to talk about that as well. Now, you also find information useful if you want to stay strong, functional, and independent well into your 60s, 70s, and 80s, and even beyond that. Okay. And last but not least, if you don't want to spend the last 2 decades of your life disabled or incapacitated in an aged care facility. So, what makes me qualified to speak on the subject? So, as I said, my name is Alex Blazewski. I'm one of the co-founders of the Growing Younger program. I graduated as a physio from AUT back in 2004. I hold a postgraduate diploma in sports medicine from the University of Otago. Back in 2010, I started my own physiotherapy practice called Body Fit Physiotherapy. It's based in Howick, and my focus has always been, ever since I opened the doors first day, my focus has always been on people over 40, helping people in this demographic to stay healthy, to keep exercising, to sort of look after their injuries. So that's kind of my passion. Um, and as I said, yeah, I'm one of the co-founders of the Growing Younger program. Now, Gavin, he is not here on this presentation, but um, we partnered up together to start the Growing Younger program. So he's the personal trainer and nutritional coach involved in the Growing Younger program. He's a fully certified personal trainer. He did his um, certificate at AUT. He's quite proficient at martial arts, and he actually has a quite interesting story himself. He lost a lot of weight. If you look on the bottom right corner, back in 2008, he was, quite significantly overweight. So he managed to lose a lot of kilos, and so he's got a. Yeah, I think it's important when you're learning from someone, whatever skill you're learning. It's important to find someone who actually has done it themselves. Okay, so theory is good, but it's not good enough. So it's important to be coached and be to learn from someone who's actually done the journey themselves. So Gavin certainly has, um, he has lost the weight himself, so he's qualified to coach people who want to do the same. Now, this is something very interesting, okay? I'm not sure if you ever heard of telomeres, but this is groundbreaking research. There's been some developments in this area probably over the last 20 years, but for some reason it hasn't hit the mass media. So you're not going to see this in your kind of mainstream newspapers and magazines. But essentially, scientists have discovered what are called telomeres. So telomeres are little caps on the ends of your chromosomes. So possibly back from your school days, you might remember chromosomes is where you keep your DNA inside your cells. Okay, so the telomeres are little caps on the ends of the chromosomes, and essentially what their main function is to protect the information contained within the chromosomes. So, what actually the interesting part is that these telomeres they actually get shorter as we get older. Okay, so it is so much so that you can actually take someone's DNA sample, take their chromosome, and measure the length of their telomere, and you can actually get a pretty good idea of the person's age. Okay, so essentially you can say that this is the marker or the indicator of someone's biological age. Now, not everyone ages at the same rate, because some people actually age up to 3 times faster than others. So, if you, generally speaking, if you don't look after yourself, if you have some bad habits in your life, you drink, you smoke, and you do all sorts of other bad things, your aging process is going to be faster. So if you take a person, say 50-year-old, two people of the age of 50, and one has a good lifestyle, healthy lifestyle, and their telomeres are going to be longer. Whereas the person who doesn't have very healthy lifestyle, their telomeres are going to be shorter. Okay, so that means they're getting older faster. Okay, now telomeres, just to highlight how important it is, research has found that people with shorter telomeres are 3 times more likely to die from a heart disease and 8 times more likely to die from infectious disease. And it's because the length of your telomeres, they basically, once they get too short, the cells die. Okay, so that's basically what happens. And if the cells die, then it's particularly in the case with immune system cells, if the telomeres get too short, the the immune cells become they either die off or they become dysfunctional. So therefore, we can't fight off the infection. So that's why you're more likely to not only suffer from heart disease, but also become a victim of infectious disease as well. So as I briefly mentioned before, there was a study done in New Zealand in Dunedin 2015, found that some people age at a rate 3 times faster than others. So we're going to briefly look at some things that make you age faster in this presentation. So risk of chronic disease and death rise exponentially as we get older. As you can see on this chart in front of you, so the risk of chronic disease basically skyrockets as we get older. Okay, so you can see that it's very minimal as in our teens, in our 20s, but as we kind of go past 40, 50, then the risk of disease and death sort of skyrockets quite substantially. So, why is this information important to you? Well, currently, according to Statistics New Zealand, 49% of adults over the age of 65 are physically disabled in this country. So compare that to only 7% under the age of 45. So going from under 45 to over 65, your chances of becoming physically disabled increases sevenfold. So question is, um, what are you doing right now not to be the statistic, not to be the one and two that are physically disabled? Now, here's a piece of good news. The latest scientific research from the United States says that they actually proved that it is possible to lengthen the telomeres. So those little caps on your chromosomes, the ones that dictate our biological age, you can actually increase the length of those telomeres, essentially making you biologically younger. Okay, so they've found a few different ways you can actually do this. So what led us to start the Growing Younger program? We were inspired by people like this man you see on the picture. His name is Yuichiro Miura. Now, he is known to be the oldest person to climb Mount Everest. So Mount Everest is almost 9 kilometers above sea level, the highest mountain in the world. Extremely dangerous. So you get one death per every 10 successful climbs. So even the much younger people in their 20s and 30s are struggling to make that ascent. But this person at the age of 80 has managed to do that. He's actually this. It's not the first time he climbed Mount Everest. So on the 23rd of May 2013, he has become officially the oldest person to climb Mount Everest at the age of 80. So that's, at the age of 80, for most of us, we think, okay, someone who is 80 is basically stuck at home and very, very slow to move and incapacitated. It doesn't have to be that way. You can, from this example, you can see that it is possible to stay fit and healthy and functional where, even even in your 70s and even 80s and possibly even beyond. So, but it's all up to you. It's the decision you make right now that actually will determine how you feel, how you look, how you function, a few decades from now. So, your choice. You can sit on the couch and make excuses, or you can do something about it right now. Now, by the way, on the right hand side, you can see in front of you there's a man who's jogging. His name is Folger Singh. He's known to be the oldest person to run a marathon. Okay, now just guess how old this person was when he ran a marathon. I bet you'll never guess. He was actually 102. Imagine that, 102, and still running and running a marathon. So most people can't run a marathon even in their 30s and 40s. So this person has been able to do it at such a respectful age. So we're going to talk about how to get 10 years biologically younger, and we're specifically going to talk about the 4 signs of aging. We're going to talk about muscle decline, excess weight gain as we get older, tiredness and fatigue, and joint stiffness and wear and tear and arthritis. So first, we will cover muscle strength. So particularly as we get older, we start to lose muscle strength and muscle mass. So on this chart in front of you, you can actually see what happens to our muscle strength as we get older. And basically on the left-hand side here, you can see as we mature, this is our childhood, we get stronger and we reach peak at about between the ages of 25 and 30. Okay, and from that point on, we start to lose muscle strength. Okay, now the bottom line here, it represents people who don't exercise a lot. They pretty sedentary, they don't have a very good healthy lifestyle, and you can see their decline is very rapid. Okay, by the time they reach about 65 or 70, they enter what's called disability threshold, which means they become, physically disabled. So they actually need help with at least some of the day-to-day activities. Now, the top line, that line represents people who they're also getting older, but they are healthier and they do the right type of strengthening exercise. So even though they still do experience a little bit of a decline, it's nowhere near as bad as these people down the bottom. And even when they get to their 70s and 80s, they're still way above the disability threshold. So they're still enjoying life. They're functioning. They're probably playing golf or doing whatever they like to do. They're spending quality time with their family. Okay, so the choice is yours. You can either be down the bottom here, or you can be at the top and enjoy quality life. Okay, so how bad is age-related muscle wasting? So after the age of 40, adults lose 3 to 5% of muscle mass per decade. So that's quite significant. And this loss of muscle mass actually speeds up after the age of 50, and people start to lose extra 1 to 2% per year. So can something be done about it? Now, there was a study done in the United States in Boston, and what they actually did is they took 100 male and female residents of a nursing home between the ages of 72 and 98. And they put them through a 3 times per week, 10-week long strengthening program. And they measured their strength before and after the completion of the program. And what they actually found is that their strength improved a whopping 113%. So that's more than doubled in only 10 weeks. So that's with the right approach. Someone, even after the age of 72, can actually achieve such a significant increase in muscle strength. Now, the key here is that you have to perform the right type of exercise to achieve this kind of increase. So this is quite amazing because a lot of people after 60, 65, they suffer from particularly leg muscle wasting, and that puts them at risk of falling and breaking their hip. So, this is a very significant result that just indicates that if you put some effort into it, if you get the right training, you can actually significantly improve your muscle strength. So apart from improving your muscle strength, exercise actually helps to make you biologically younger. So this graph here, don't worry about trying to understand it. What it actually indicates is that there was a study done in the United Kingdom, and they took 2,400 twins. So twins have they're identical twins, so that means they have identical DNA. Okay, and they took one twin and they put them through an exercise program, and another twin um, they did not exercise. Okay, and after a period of time, they took their DNA samples before and after, and so the twin that's supposed to have exactly the same DNA that was exercising, they on average had telomeres longer. That's equivalent to 10 years of human life. Okay, so essentially you could say, but by exercising, you are becoming 10 years biologically younger. Okay, so again, exercise is not just good for our muscle strength or for our fitness, but it also essentially it makes us biologically younger. Another topic we're going to talk about today is excess weight gain. So this is something that bothers a lot of people, and I'm sure that over the years you have noticed that as you get older, it's becoming harder and harder to keep the weight off. So this is not just your impression of things, it actually is true. So there's a bit of research, and they found that among adults 25 to 44 years old, men on average gained about 3.4% of their body weight each 10-year interval, and women gained 5.2% for every 10 years. Okay, so let's just put things into perspective. So let's say if you're a 25-year-old woman weighing 54 kilos at the age of 25. So on average, you can expect to weigh about 60 kilos by the time you are 45. Okay, and then it kind of escalates from there. All right, so that's if provided you're doing exactly the same things, you exercise the same, you eat the same, you have a natural tendency to put on weight as you get older. So one of the important reasons for that is the decrease in your what's called basal metabolic rate. So basal metabolic rate is the rate at which your body burns calories at rest. Okay, so if we're not exercising, we're not doing anything at all, it's just the energy that the body needs to survive. Okay, so it just needs to burn some calories to keep our heart pumping and the lungs working. So that's energy consumption decreases as we get older. Therefore, we could be doing the same things, but we are putting on weight. So that after a person reaches 20 years of age, daily expenditure decreases by about 150 calories per decade of life. Okay, so what's 150 calories? 150 calories could be just a handful of rice. It's two fried eggs is just a little bit over 150. A couple of oranges, a few potato chips. So if you look at those things, they're quite significant amount of food. Okay, so every decade of life, your body burns less energy, equating to this amount of food. Okay, so that means you have to eat less by that amount of food every decade. So what can you actually do or can you increase the metabolism? Yes, you can. There's a few different ways. We've actually done a lot of research on the subject. So that's why, essentially as part of the Growing Younger program, we help people increase their metabolism so they don't have to limit themselves too much on what they eat, and they can do it the easy way. Okay, so one of the main ways that we particularly employ in the Growing Younger program is to increase the protein intake in your food, in your diet. Um, so high protein intake has been shown in research to increase your metabolism and also increase the amount of calories burned by about 80 to 100 per day. So that's quite a significant amount simply by eating more protein in your diet. Um, so on top of actually increasing your metabolism, and having eating more protein actually helps to minimize cravings or late night snacking. Okay, so one study that was done, they found that protein at 25% of your daily calorie intake reduces cravings by 60% and also cut the desire for late night snacking by half. So quite a significant amount. Another way to increase or boost your metabolism is to do some resistance training. So that's essentially your weight training. So the principle behind this is that the muscle tissue is high maintenance. Okay, it's unlike fat tissue, it actually needs more. It needs to burn more calories just to survive. So if you're not doing anything just for the muscle tissue to survive, it actually needs to burn some calories. Um, So estimates suggest that for every pound of muscle tissue in your body, you have to burn about 6 calories a day. Even if you're doing nothing at all. You can compare that to fat tissue. For every pound, you have to burn only 2 calories. So by having more muscle in your body, you actually just naturally, without any effort, you are burning more calories and you're increasing your metabolic rate. So essentially, if you just have muscle, you are burning calories, burning fat tissue just by doing nothing at all. Another way to increase your metabolism is get plenty of sleep. Okay, these days in our day and age, everyone's busy. Everyone's got daytime job. They've got a family. You have to run around. So quite often people are not getting enough sleep, and that actually slows down our metabolism. So because you're still tired when you wake up, your metabolism is slower, and therefore you're not burning as many calories. So if you don't get a proper rest at night, when you get up in the morning, your body is in a semi-sleep or zombie mode, meaning it's kind of still the body is still semi-asleep, so it burns less calories when you're awake. On top of that, sleep is very important for telomere length. There has been some studies that shown that if you're not getting enough sleep, um, your telomere length will be shorter, which means you are actually biologically older. Another topic we're going to cover today is tiredness and fatigue. So as we get older, we tend to feel, we tend to have less energy and feel tired more easier. So, what are the causes of energy decline with age? So, first of all, as we talked about before, loss of muscle mass. So, not only it makes us weaker, but also it's because it takes more effort to get things done, it makes us tired quicker. Okay. Also, there's a certain amount of degeneration in our nerve or neural pathways in our brain, spinal cord, and nerves. So, that does have an effect on our energy levels. And another that's quite an interesting one is mitochondria. So I'll just quickly cover and show you why mitochondria is important. So mitochondria is a little tiny organ inside our cells. You might possibly remember this from your school days, from biology classes. But essentially, mitochondria is our body's internal power plant. So oxygen that you breathe in reacts with glucose from the food that you ingest, and they react together inside our mitochondria to produce what's known as ATP molecules or energy. So ATP is like ready to burn fuel. Okay, so essentially it's our energy that we can use to burn. Unfortunately, this reaction has a byproduct, and that is free radicals. Free radicals, you might have possibly heard about it before. They are sort of the substance that's quite toxic, and it basically damages a lot of soft tissue that it comes across. So because it's produced inside the mitochondria, it does do a lot of damage to the mitochondria itself. So over the years, this damage accumulates, and the mitochondria becomes less efficient at producing energy. Okay, so there's a wear and tear process that's happening. However, there are things that you can definitely do to increase your energy levels and to reverse this energy drain. Okay, primarily it involves certain tweaks, certain changes to your diet. That is again something that we've researched a lot as part of the Growing Younger program, and also this exercise. So there's certain types of exercise that help to keep you fitter, and that actually helps to increase your energy levels. So this is also an important part of the Growing Younger program. Is we coach you on how to eat well so that you have sustainable energy levels, so you don't have a crash after lunch or in the afternoon. So you still have energy to burn, in the evening, and you can spend quality time with your family and don't feel, over the top exhausted. Okay, and the last topic we're going to cover today is arthritis and joint stiffness. So right now, about 70% of all Kiwis live with arthritis. Arthritis, or particularly osteoarthritis, is the wear and tear in our joints. So pretty much most people will get it at some stage in their lives. Okay, it's basically as we function, we walk, we do things, it produces a certain amount of wear and tear in our bodies, and particularly in our joints. The joints become less subtle, they become stiffer, swollen, inflamed, painful, but it doesn't affect everyone at the same rate. However, the older we get, the more likely we are to get arthritis. So you can see that, from going from younger to older, the risk of arthritis exponentially increases. However, just because you might be 50 or 60 years old, it doesn't mean you have to be incapacitated or have stiff joints. It's a lot of things can be changed, a lot of things can be helped. So again, as part of the Growing Younger program, we take that into account, and uh, we'll build your programs, we'll build your exercise programs to address the needs of your joints and keep them as subtle as possible. All right, so the things that we discussed today, the four signs of aging: the muscle decline, excess weight gain, tiredness and fatigue, and how to overcome it, and stiff joints and arthritis. So yeah, so hopefully you picked up on a lot of things, and it will help you in your, you know, on your journey to staying healthy and functional. A lot of this information is very important, so I hope you do take it on board. However, implementing this by yourself can be quite tricky, especially if you're not experienced in in healthcare, or in the fitness, in nutrition. It can be quite challenging to kind of do it all yourself, and there's so much conflicting information in the media. You sort of, today you hear one thing, tomorrow you hear something completely different, and yeah, a lot of people do get confused. So can I show you how we can help you transform your life, get healthier, and slow down, or even possibly reverse the aging process? So, I mentioned about the Growing Younger program. So, this is what we do. Gavin and I have teamed up. We've been running it for, believe, about 2.5 years now, and we actually put a lot of people through the program, and we've changed a lot of people's lives. So, let's come back to the question: is it possible to reverse the effects of aging and feel great again? So you'll be the judge. So Penny is one of our first members of the Growing Younger program. She's been with us for a long time now. She's done amazingly well. So in this picture right here, she lost 39 kilos. Now, as of now, she actually lost 45 kilos. So she lost further, a few more kilos after that. So she's done amazingly well. She did what we advised. She listened to our coaching advice, and she's feeling better now than she'd felt 10 years ago. And she lost a lot of weight. She's much healthier. Her heart rate reduced by 40 beats per minute, which is an indication of improved, significantly improved fitness levels. She used to be on a medication, and she doesn't have to be on medication anymore. And her biological age reduced by 10 years in the first 15 months in the program. So just imagine being 10 years biologically younger, so feeling 10 years younger. That's quite a substantial achievement. And she also gave up smoking as well in that time. So just a little graph here shows what Penny's progress in terms of her body weight. So when she started exercising, and it's quite a normal thing that when you start exercising, you start to grow muscle, and muscle is a bit heavier than fat tissue, so you actually experience a little increase in your body weight, and then you start the calorie burning process, and you actually start to lose a lot of the fat. And you can see here she started to lose weight, and she keeps going even today. She not at the same rate, but she still keeps on losing weight, and she's getting to her goal. So what it shows is that anything is achievable if you get the right type of coaching, if you listen to their advice, if you do what they say. It's amazing what you can actually achieve and how much better you can actually feel. Now, Penny is definitely not the only one. So Terry is another one of our Growing Younger members. He joined us. When he joined us, he actually had a heart condition, and after being in the program for 4 months, he went back and saw his cardiologist, his heart specialist. And after doing a few tests on Terry, the heart specialist basically, he was so amazed and thrilled with his progress. He basically asked him, "What have you done? Like, you actually, everything looks quite a bit better than only 4 months ago." So in that time, he lost 13 kilos. And yeah, he's just feeling healthier and fitter and just better. Okay, so another person, Indy. Now we don't have his photo, but now Indy's his situation was a bit different. He wasn't particularly overweight, but he didn't have a lot of muscle strength. He had quite a bit of muscle weakness, and he was actually an IT person. So he sat at the computer for most of the day. um, he had this dream of building landscaping his backyard and making something quite amazing, but he couldn't really do it when he joined, because he just didn't have the muscle strength to lift all these tiles and boulders and trees. So his main goal was to get stronger and just feel healthy and better. Okay, so over the 6 months in the program, he reduced his biological age by 5.5 years. His weight, he lost 3 kilos. As I said, he didn't need to lose a lot of weight, but he still lost 3 kilos. His fat percentage dropped, and most importantly, his muscle strength improved significantly. Now I'll show you the next picture. So that at the end of the program, he was able to do this. Now all you see on this picture has been done by Indy. Okay, so everything that you can see, the concreting, all these boulders and the landscaping, it's all been done by Indy after he finished the program. So you can see quite an amazing change, going from hardly being able to lift a few kilos to being able to do all this. So in these own words, I would never have been able to take on such a task had I not been fitter and stronger um, after the program. So how the Growing Younger program delivers consistent, predictable results for you, so you can have more confidence in tomorrow. You can also lose excess weight and keep it off for good. So we don't do yo-yo dieting. You might have tried it before. you put yourself on a diet, you lose a bit of weight, then you gain a bit of weight, and it just keeps going on and off. Okay, so we aim to lose weight and keep it off. Okay, how can you get stronger, feel good about your body, live longer, enjoy your well deserved golden days with pride? So, one of our main goals is to allow you to enjoy your retirement days so that you're not plagued by, bad back and feeling lethargic and just not having the health or the energy to get things done, to enjoy the hobbies or to enjoy the family, time with your family. So, we want you to enjoy your retirement, and how to we can help you to dance at your grandchildren's wedding if that's what you want to do. So what we do, what no one else does. One of the main advantages of the program is that we keep you accountable. Okay, so we don't just some people join the gym, and quite a high percentage of people where they'll come a couple of times and they won't come back ever again. Okay, and they keep paying for their membership. Okay, we don't do that. We actually keep on, we keep in touch with you. We keep you accountable. So if you go off the track, we will be on your case. We'll be giving you a call. We'll make sure that you're getting results. Okay, so you get ongoing support. We are always there to help, and we're not just there to help, but we're also keeping an eye on your progress. And if you're not moving in the right direction, we make adjustments, and we'll make sure that you are heading in the right direction. So we actually guarantee results. A little bit more on this later, but essentially, if we accept you into the program, we say we guarantee that you'll get this measurable result. And if you don't get the results, we'll just basically refund the fee for the program straight away. Okay. We focus on your goals. So you tell us what you want to achieve, and we will say, okay, is that realistic or not? And then we'll basically focus on the goals that you want to achieve. We have a holistic approach. We approach your health from multiple directions, from multiple aspects. We adjust nutrition. We do a bit of personal training. We give you an exercise program. We also provide injury support from a physiotherapist, from myself, in case if you get any niggles along the way. So being accountable is extremely important. Support. And so the guarantee, basically what we do is when you come in for your biological age test, we measure your biological age. And for most people, we'll be able to guarantee that by the time you finish your initial 3-month term in the Growing Younger program, that as long as you follow our advice, your biological age will be at least 3 years less. We actually did a bit of a measurement of our, I think we took the last 10 clients that joined the Growing Younger program. That will probably be over the last year, maybe year, yeah. And that's we took an we calculated on average, um, by how many years people actually became biologically younger, and it ended up being, so on average, people became 5.25 biologically younger. Okay, now that is not the guarantee, but that's an average. Okay, and what we do guarantee that you will become at least 3 years biologically younger by the end of the initial 3 months term. So as I said, we focus on your goals, and we have a holistic approach. We consider many different parts of your health, and we do not use any drugs or medications. So it's all done in a natural way. So this is the structure. This is how it works. When you join the program, you get a personalized exercise program addressing your specific goals. Okay, so you generally see Gavin, our personal trainer, and he will spend some time one-on-one with you. He will basically give you a program that will address your goals and your situation. Okay, so it's not a templated program. It's specifically designed for you. And he will also ask you to start tracking your nutritional habits. So we give you a phone app. Okay, so when I say a phone app, don't be scared. It's very easy to use. We'll show you how to use it. And essentially you'll need to start tracking every time you have a meal. When you just give us some information about the meal. What are you actually eating? You don't have to be extremely specific, but just to give us an idea of what you're actually eating so we can start to understand what your current nutritional habits are. So after that, we'll put your exercise program into a phone app. So you have, it's very easy to use. You have videos in this a phone app. It will tell you how many times you're supposed to do it. It will show you exactly what you're supposed to do it. So it's very easy to follow, and every time you do a workout, you will log it. So you can actually save it. And the beautiful thing is that we can see on our end that you have actually done it. And guess what happens if you haven't done it for a few days? We can see it, and we'll call you and we'll say what's happening, why you're not working out, and sometimes there's a genuine excuse, and that's fine. But that's what I mean by accountability. We actually keep you on track. Now, every 5 weeks, Gavin will see you face to face for an update. Okay, so he will spend some time with you to make sure that you are up to date. He might make some changes to the program you currently have and upgrade it. Okay, so because you keep on getting stronger, you keep getting better, so he will need to upgrade the program for you so you keep getting results. So the mobile app will give that to you, and you can also use the mobile app to communicate. So you get the communication with us is, you can basically get in touch with us 24/7. Okay, so the help is always there. If you ever have any questions, feel stuck, you can get in touch with us. You can call us, you can text us, you can email us. You can also use the messaging on the app as well. Um, so after the first time you see Gavin for your follow-up visit after 5 weeks, he will look at your nutritional diary and he will understand what you're eating currently, and then he will give you some advice on what changes you need to make to your nutritional habits. One thing we don't do is we don't put you on a strict diet. Okay, so all the changes we suggest are very subtle changes. They are, so it needs to be sustainable. So still need to enjoy the food that you're eating. So we're not going to tell, from tomorrow you're not eating this and you're not eating that. We try to approach it in a gentle way. So we make small changes that are doable. Okay, but those small changes, they produce major big results over a period of time. And again, we can keep track of it. So when you log your meals, we can see it, and we can make, if we need to, we can call you and say, okay, you need to change this. This is not quite working out. So I will be, as a physiotherapist, I'll be checking on your progress. If you have any questions, you can always call me and we can discuss. So you have that support on, if you have any injuries along the way. Um, Everything is tracked and accounted for. So we have a system that's basically, you could say that it's a system that's been tested many times over and over again, and because everything is accounted for, everything is tracked, we can see if something is not going the right way. We can always go back and see what's not going right, and we can adjust it. Okay, so um, again, the accountability is a major here. Okay, and it basically, as long as you do what we say, you cannot fail. All right. Now, what the Growing Younger program is not. Now, this is not a gym membership, okay? You can work out in the gym. We can work with that, or you can do your workouts at home. But it's not a gym membership by itself. And because as I said, gym membership, usually you sign up and the gym pretty much forgets about you. Okay, we always we stay in touch. We make sure you get results. It's not Weight Watchers, so we're not gonna give you artificial shakes, drugs, or potions. Everything is done the natural way. No yo-yo dieting. So the focus is on long-term results. Small changes over a period of time produce major results down the track. It's not a new gimmicky trend in fitness that will fade away in a couple of years. So what we do is proven by science, and it's proven by us. We've done this. We've helped a lot of people, and you know you can't. This cannot fade away as a trend because it works. Okay, and everything that we do as part of the Growing Younger program, everything you do as part of the Growing Younger program is not hard. Pretty much anyone can do it. If we accept you into the program, we know you can do it. It's not, we design it in such a way that it's easy to follow. we don't get you to do any strenuous, over the top, hard exercises. Everything is doable. So let's just listen to Carmen, as one of our Growing Younger members. Let's just have a quick listen to what she had to say after completing her initial term in the program.
Hi, I'd like to just say that when I came to see Alex and Gavin, I was grumpy and miserable, couldn't move, couldn't do much, low energy, eating badly, and now I feel fantastic. I feel much younger. I'm doing so well, and it's thanks to these guys for everything and their motivation. I can feel more flexible now. I feel younger, more energized than I have in years, and of course my clothes are fitting and I'm feeling fantastic.
Right, so that's Carmen. Now, the next, I'll play you a video which is about 12 minutes. So I thank you for your patience. It's 12 minutes, but it's really important that you do play that and listen to that video. It's from Desley. So Desley is one of our members, and she's done remarkably well as well. So she will tell her story. So please, if you can, listen to what she has to say about her participation in the Growing Younger program as well.
So what was your number one goal when you first came and started working on it?
Well, it's the thing about everybody's lost weight and put it on, and I wanted to make it more permanent. I've done Weight Watchers thing. I eat healthy. I'm not a potato chip Coke person, so it was difficult to think how I was going to change it. And I thought these guys sounded like they knew what they were talking about, and they proved it. Because I have learnt, I've lost 5 years of my biological age, and I'm really impressed with that. And that was done in just over 6 months. And I've learnt about the way food works for you, and each individual person makes it different. So I like a glass of alcohol the same as everyone else, but for me it really makes a huge difference if I have it, if I don't, how old I am biologically. And so I'm happy now not to have so much, because I can see what a difference it makes. And it's not about pedantically dieting, how much you eat, what you eat, it's how it works for you and what sort of things you need to know. And these guys have just shown me stuff that, as a medical laboratory technologist, I know all about food and I know all about being healthy, but I don't know what these guys have taught me.
Yeah.
It's been amazing.
That's really cool. What sort of the main external struggle for you?
It was time.
Yeah.
And I'm 58 years old, 59 years old, I don't know. So I come from a generation where I'm the mother, you look after the family, you have to get all the chores done, and it's been ingrained in me. So to actually move out of that has been one of the hardest things. And my job entails a lot of walking, so I get tired, get the end of the day, all you want to do is be a couch potato, and I've had to get past that. But what I have found in making the effort to get past it, you want to stay past it. Yeah. You actually want to do it. I can spend 5-6 days not doing exercise because I have to do all these other things like going shopping and walking the dog after school, but I've got to do it.
Yeah.
You can only go so long before you can't do it, and it's training yourself to realise just how much better you feel by doing it.
Yeah.
You come to see, it's not the scales, it's how you feel by doing that, how much better you sit, you walk, you feel, you breathe. It's just, everything else is easier.
Yeah.
And I have noticed since pushing past the 40s that I can't do now what I used to be able to do without thinking about it, and that was not very much at all. I now can do, and in some cases I can do more than what I used to be able to do because I wasn't athletic as a child or as a young person. So it's like, ooh.
Do you have any like internal type struggles that you needed to deal with, or?
A lot of it is, yes, you can believe in yourself, but I think this program works with you as a person. So you are given exercise and encouragement to achieve a very small goal, which helps you think, oh, I can do this, so I can do one step more. It's that one step at a time thing, and I think that's what has helped more than just being going to the gym, getting a program and hoping you make it to the other end. I've had injuries. I've had discs put out my back and sciatica nerves, and so I've learned I had to exercise to maintain that health. Now I'm actually past that.
Yeah.
And I'm doing health because it's fun, and exercise because it's fun, not because I need to, because I've actually got past that point, and that's in like under a year.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So it's brilliant.
Yeah, that's awesome. So like, we talk about that. We kind of those sort of things, kind of obstacles as well. You know, if you have an injury and things, you can usually put up an obstacle and say I can't do it because of X, Y, Z. How have you kind of dealt with that sort of thing?
Well, today's a perfect example. I turned up to get rolled my ankle 4 months ago and found out that what's happened is I've torn a ligament. So I said to him, we're going to have to change my program. We're going to have to do all these other exciting things, but sort of not involve the foot so much until I can get to the point where I can. Whereas once I was I can't come, we have to wait till it's fixed. But no, not now.
Yeah.
Now I've learned you fit things around it, you move.
Oh yeah, you're right. I mean, you know, you can, like I said, if you've got an injury, you can still work around it. There's very little you can't do with an injury. You know.
It's only my foot, it's not my arm.
Yeah, yeah.
I can still sit on a ball and.
Yeah, exactly right, exactly right. So I'm talking about the Growing Younger program now. So what do you find is kind of different? What's kind of new and different about what we do compared to other things in your experience?
I think it is that age thing, the Growing Younger covers the name.
Yeah.
That what was interesting to start with is you're approaching all these old people who are old, they don't move so well. From my Zumba class, it's amazing the range of movements people can and cannot do, and the length of time that they can maintain these movements. And I look at myself and think, wow, so young compared to some other people around my same age. So you guys are really young, but you seem to have this gift, I suppose, or knowledge, which is probably mostly what it's based on, a foundation of knowledge that understands where we're coming from, a good period of years, that listen where we're coming from, and working with that rather than making us do something. You're actually working with what we are and trying to improve it as much as we can.
Yeah.
I was impressed. Sort of. You know, a lot of old people wonder, oh, what's a young guy know all about it? But and each of you have your own story. You have a story of overcome issues from when you were younger. So while you're still a young bloke now, you've still got a story behind you that's got you here today.
Yeah, exactly right.
And that's what you're actually imparting with us as well.
That's really cool to know. With obviously me every client, but I'd say 90% of my clients have always been over 40 and 50 years old. It wasn't something I kind of chose at the beginning. It was just something that sort of happened. Yeah. So and what I found as well is working with you guys is a lot more rewarding than working with some youngsters. I train a couple of athletes and stuff as well, but they're very focused. But it's only the older demographic that has the same focus as an athlete generally. Quite interesting. So I guess with everything I've learned from dealing with you guys is that you need to take it slow. You can't do the high intensity stuff, which is really popular. Everyone's talking about high intensity interval training and all this sort of stuff, and it's brilliant. But if you can't physically do it, then it's not going to be good for you. So I had to learn a lot to slow it all down, and you move you up, and you can actually get it in the end. But
yes,
it's just
you can get it in the end. You just take different steps, take a different pathway. Yes.
Right. And I think a lot of it as well is you get a lot of good advice from TV and radio, but it's the wrong time for you. And obviously our job is to make it the right advice at the right time. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, I agree. And when we say time is difficult and we can't fit it in, you've never been one to say, oh, you're just going to give up, aren't you? You've always been one that says, okay, not today, we'll do it tomorrow. Yeah. And tomorrow does come. Yeah, with Gavin, it does come, and he just says, doing it? No. Doing it? All right. And it just takes, I don't know, maybe 2 months. And you sort of forget what it was like 2 months ago, and you just keep on moving forward. It's
a new normal, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a new normal because my husband's not into it, and other family members are not into it. It's something I've had to do myself. It's something I've had to make myself do, different to everyone else. But I've come out of it feeling really special. And I'm thinking, well, I don't want to do it. I'm missing out because I feel really great about myself and the way I look and how I walk down the street, how other people see me now. not a problem.
Yeah. You feel a lot better, you feel a lot more confidence. It's awesome. Yeah.
What? Enough confidence to sit in front of the camera?
Yeah, exactly right. That's quite a new thing, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. So let's talk about your plan then. So the way we kind of deliver our training is a little bit different to normal personal trainers. So I don't ask you to come in 5 times a week and we do an hour. We do slightly different. Tell us what you think and how it all works.
I come in once in a while and we talk over technique, make sure I'm doing it right and the reps that we're doing, and I go home and I do it myself at home. I have some resistance bands and a few small weights at home. Every exercise you're supposed to give 30 seconds in between rest. I can do the 3 reps and then I might go and put the jug on, or I might go and throw the washing machine on and then come back. And so it'll take me a good hour to do the whole routine, but I'm fitting it around everything else that I have to do. And then I'm not feeling, oh my God, I've got to do this and I've got to do that. And it's not always easy to box it, but I'm able to do
that's right.
everything all at once. And then you start to feel, oh, I can do this. And it's also the sort of program that you can do half of. You can do 3 sets of reps, 2 sets of reps. You can do your arms or you can do your legs. So hence with this ankle coming up, it's not going to be a problem. I'll just do everything else and come back to the later.
And we do all through an app, don't we? So you get to see little videos and stuff and track everything, which is quite cool.
Oh, the videos are good. You just press the button. Oh, that's how you do that. Yeah. Oh, they're great. Like that.
So with the app and stuff as well, because what I like about it is I can still train you from distance as well. But I don't have to, traditionally I need to see what you're doing all the time to have an idea of how you can improve. But because you type in the numbers and text yourself, I can see it from distance, and therefore I can monitor your plan from afar. I think that's one of the other things as well. And then it kind of becomes a coaching program as opposed to traditional.
And in this day and age of communication and technology, you're just accessible. I just text you through the app, and you talk back sometimes straight away, sometimes not straight away. But it's nice just to have that communication and to be able to see things, and you'll just put another video on and go, something is wrong. So it's actually really cool, and then you don't have to sort of be embarrassed about doing it in front of other people. You want to go to the gym? Yeah, fine. But for me, it's just not working that way at the moment. For me, it's better at home.
The band and brilliant as well, and you can share them.
Yes, I've got quite sort of trying to all over the house. I mean, even on a sunny day, I've gone outside and we've got this canopy over a pagoda over it, like around the pole.
That's exactly right.
Works anywhere.
Yeah, it does. It's pretty good.
Quite inventive about how I do these things.
Yeah, or just an anchor point and you can pull off it. So exactly right.
Excellent.
Cool. Okay, so that's pretty much wrap that up. That was awesome to have a chat to you today.
Can I just say, over the years, I've done everything, done weight watchers and all sorts of stuff. It's not about the scales. That's not about the scales. The scales is just one way of making a measurement. It's all about how you feel inside, and I think that's the biggest thing I've learned. The exercise makes you feel so much better. People say, get a dog, go for a walk, and it's great, but so is this. And I think everybody doesn't like wrinkles. Nobody likes to get old. And this is something Growing Younger has done, and they have achieved it. I've achieved it.
So you do
I am getting younger and feeling younger and doing so much more. So
that's awesome.
Right, so just a quick summary. So as part of the Growing Younger program, this is what you get. You get personal training. Now, if you were to do it a different way, if you were to go and hire a personal trainer, and you pretty much need to work out, I would say, at least 3 times a week. Okay, so realistically, if you went and hired a personal trainer to work with you 3 times per week, good personal trainer will charge you at least $80 per hour, 3 times a week. That's $240. So over a 3 months term, that would equate to about just under $3,000. Okay, so that's the value of that we provide. Now, we don't have to see you 3 times a week because of the way we run things. The support that we give you, the mobile app that we provide, we keep track of things, we keep you accountable. You have the videos, the exercise videos, so you don't actually need to have someone with you, standing over your shoulder and telling you to do press ups. Okay, so we you know, we do it in such a way that you don't have to have a personal trainer there with you 3 times per week. So the value of this is just under 3,000. Nutritional professional advice. So if you were to go and see a nutritionist, they vary in terms of their costs. But you know, if you were to go and see someone, a dietitian or nutritionist, you're probably looking at, you know, 3 times will probably cost you about, I would say, close to $500. So let's say 450. Um, so 7 days a week support. Look, it's very hard to put a price tag on it, but let's say it's $300. So all the extras, we give you uh, we'll give you a little short video program, how to boost your energy levels. We also give you a few other little access to, you know, the courses that we put together on nutrition. So basically just educational material so you can educate yourself on what's healthy and what's not. So all these extras are worth about $600 by themselves. Now, guarantee of result, priceless. It's pretty much impossible to, you know, put a price tag on that because, you know, pretty much no one else offers guarantee. You sort of, once you join the fitness program with someone else, it's sort of like, well, you achieve what you achieve, but there are no guarantees. We actually provide a guarantee. All right. You also get a copy of our book, How to Feel and Look Younger Naturally, your ultimate guide to staying functionally fit after 50. So that's the full title of the book. It retails for $24.95 in Poppy's Howick bookshop. So the total value of the program is $4,254.95. However, you won't have to pay that. Okay, the way we run things, we will save you a lot of money. So even if you have that amount at, you know, there'll be just over 2,000, you won't have to pay that either. So exactly the investment that you have to make, we cannot tell you right now because it does depend on your situation. Okay, but you will be pleasantly surprised. You're getting amazing value because of the way we structured the program. You know, it's pretty much unbeatable for what you get. Okay, so look, I understand that you have a biological age test booked with me soon, so we'll go in a bit more detail when you see me. But this is an opportunity to really change things around to future-proof your body for decades to come. So please consider this very carefully. All right, and it's all for me for now, and I'll see you shortly.